everyone. This is Jen Mark with Buzzcast podcast for the Ontario Athletic Therapists Association. Today we are with Matthew DeFera, Strategy and Growth Manager for Sun Life Lumino. We'll be talking about his leading digital database of healthcare professionals from across the country and right here in Ontario. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you. Very good to be here with you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Tell me a little bit about how you got here and what your intentions are for Lumino.
Yeah, Lumino Health, Canada's largest healthcare network. And what we've done is mapped out 150,000 providers across the country, 25 different specialties ranging from dentists to chiropractors, psychologists, and now super excited to be adding this month athletic therapists.
That's great. And tell me a little bit about what your intention is and where do you see this going?
Yeah, I think the goal for us at the end of the day is to help Canadians live healthier lives. That's our strategy. And when you think Sun Life, a lot of folks think financial, and that's certainly always been at the core, but recently changed our mission statement to help Canadians achieve a lifetime of financial security and live healthier lives. And that's really become a core element. And Lumino is leading that charge for Sun Life. So that being kind of the core tenet for us, two, we want to create a platform. We like to think of it as the Expedia for healthcare. So if you think Expedia, you think one-stop shop for your travel needs, car rentals, hotels, flights, everything in one spot. And when you think healthcare, we want you to start thinking Lumino. That's where you can go find a dentist. You can go compare. And a lot of the people that we work with, the story of this is where this really came about, is we had our patients contacting us saying, hey, I use Sun Life benefits. Can you recommend me a chiropractor? Can you recommend me a physiotherapist to go see? And we couldn't really do that for them. But we looked at what we had available to us, and we've got a wealth of data, 150 years of experience behind us. And we said, well, we can start helping out Canadians by providing them this directory, this list to start working from, where you can see everything in one spot. And instead of Googling your way through and searching for a chiropractor and trying to find the right one for you, what you can do is pull up our directory and be able to see everything right in front of you.
That's great. I love the concept of having it like Expedia, because it's true. It's a one-stop shop. And how many of our clients if we work in interdisciplinary areas or multidisciplinary, trying to coordinate everybody. And if everyone's easy to find, I know when I was looking through the website, it was so easy to read and easy to navigate, which, as we know, that's what our clients want.
Yeah, that's at the core of all of this. We want to make this easier. And we kind of found that there's nothing like this that's out there right now that gives you that level of visibility to see all those details.
And what have you found, people who are already using Lumino, what has their feedback been?
Since we launched this back in 2018, we've had just under 10 million searches now. We'll probably cross that over in the coming months and be able to connect Canadians with practitioners over 750,000 times. So really for us, that's coming from two spots. One, directly on our Sun Life app. So if you have Sun Life benefits, you're a Sun Life user, we're directly tied in right where these folks are processing their claims or reviewing their RSP or their financial details. And two is through luminohealth.ca. So I'm sure you can imagine back when we launched, all of our tractions coming from those Sun Life folks. So 95% of people interacting with the system are Sun Life users or Sun Life customers of ours. But now, more recently, 60% of our traffic is actually coming from the Lumino Health site. And we've done a ton of things to try and not only get folks on the website, but creating a ton of content from managing your health and anxiety, managing fitness levels, your diet. And that's done a ton to bring people to the site and give them more information. Again, trying to help them live healthier lives at the end of the day.
And it's a nice way to break down where you've got it separated by practitioners, what the average visit for the cost is, so the average cost per visit. It's great information for people who are looking in that, what whereabouts in, especially Toronto being so big, well, where in Toronto? Like, it's nice to know there's that one person who works in Toronto, but if you're in the East End and that person's in the West End, sometimes it isn't feasible. So you've got that broken down, which is great. You also have an icon there for virtual care. Tell me a little bit about where you see virtual care going.
Yes. Yeah, we saw a huge spike in it, obviously in the middle of last year and when the pandemic hit. We looked at it a couple different ways. One, we said we want Canadians to be able to access healthcare out there. So we added right away a provider on our side called On Call, offered that up to our practitioners to be able to still be able to see their patients. Some providers couldn't. If you're very hands-on, obviously probably can't do much virtual care with a massage therapist. But certainly there are a lot of things that you still can do, stretches. You can have that visual element in order to be able to help your patients out, allow them to connect.
That's right.
And two, we reached out to all of our, everybody that was on the network, and said, hey, are you offering virtual care? If you're not, we've got something available. But if you are, we want to be able to let Canadians know that you have that option available, and that you're still seeing patients right now. So I think that went a really, really long way towards giving that access to them.
I know it jumped out for me because it was clear and visible on the list of practitioners. And we've talked in the past with some of our other podcasts about virtual care. Do you think it's here to stay once the masks are off and everyone's getting close together again? Do you think virtual care will stay?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting point. I don't have where this came from off the top of my head, but there was either a study done internally at Sun Life or externally, where we showed that 80% of claims that came through could be done virtually. You'll still end up with your certain dental claims and whatnot, but 80% is a really high number. And I think with increasing access, if you can't drive for whatever reason, if it's a far distance away, I think virtual care is absolutely here to stay, and we will see it grow, as we go on here.
And interesting that you go across the country too, right? Because there's different services that are offered in British Columbia versus Ontario, Quebec. So now really someone who wants to offer virtual care can go Canada-wide, even through this Lumino network.
Absolutely, yeah. Certain, we run the gamut on specialties and verticals available, and some are restricted to just their province. But absolutely, if it's something that you can practice across multiple provinces, for sure, you're opening up that market for yourself.
So Matthew, why is an insurance company getting behind helping Canadians find healthcare providers that will be using their insurance money?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. We get this all the time, and it really comes down to where our claims are happening. If you think about it, our most expensive claims, the most costly ones for us, are short-term and long-term disability claims. And the thinking here is, if we can get Canadians to manage their health, manage their mental health, their physical health, and do those little things along the way, we're going to see those short-term and long-term most expensive claims start going down. And that's really at the heart of why Sun Life is doing this, is to control those major costs in the back end by helping people manage their health along the way.
That is such music to my ears as someone who's really interested in being involved in lifestyle. And I think so many athletic therapists are involved with lifestyle and keeping people happy and healthy. Then it really plays a big role on getting there faster and getting to our goals faster. So that's so awesome that you guys are engaging and recognizing that. So now that athletic therapists are coming on, you said at the end of the month, what do we need to do in order to get on board, to get our names there, and to really utilize Lumino?
Absolutely. It's really simple to get on board. So OATA and CATA are sending out notifications to all athletic therapists out there. One, let them know that this is happening. And two, to let them know if they want to get involved and get an upgraded profile on the network where they can include things like practice details, picture of themselves, engagement points. A lot of our providers are not just including details on, hey, I want to go see you, but they're including a direct link to their booking site.
Mm-hmm.
What that does is allows them to get that immediate interaction with the patient. If they want to do that, we've got a sign-up page that they can register with, get connected with one of the folks on our team over here, select the solution that's right for them, select what they can do with their profile, and get started.
That's great. Sounds pretty straightforward. Now, there's a cost to this.
There is, yes. So it is $89 per provider per month. And we've got a special rate that's going to go out again to OATA and CATA members for 50% off for the first 6 months.
That's great. Very cool. So what kind of brought you to adding athletic therapy? What was the catalyst there?
Yeah, it's a great question. We got a ton of feedback from our existing providers that had athletic therapists at their practice that said, hey, I think it's great that you've got our physiotherapist on the network, but why can't we get our athletic therapist on here? And really appreciate the patience from the ATs out there, because this is long overdue for us to get them on there. We started with our core providers and our core claims specialties that are out there, and then did a ton of focusing on upgrading the platform and getting it to this spot. So we're long overdue, and we heard that feedback from our providers, from Canadians who wanted to see this on the network. So we're here today, and again, super excited to get it rolled out at the end of the month. Very
cool. It's nice to hear that clients are looking for it too, because we know, we like ourselves, and as a profession, right? Everyone thinks they're doing a great job. So it's nice to know that clients are using Lumino and searching for it and want to have their athletic therapist on there. It's nice for us to see that.
Absolutely. And, all part and parcel as to, why we're trying to bring all that together and give Canadians that access to be able to find them on the network here.
Very cool. Well, it's a neat little, I shouldn't say little, it's kind of a big website really with all the stuff the capabilities on it. Where do you see it going in the future?
This is a great question. We want to advance this and get it to the point where it is that centralized spot for healthcare. So what does that mean for us? Increasing content available on the network. So we work a lot with associations, with individual practitioners. So we'll certainly be reaching out to your listeners and the ATs out there to get their feedback, get their expert voice onto the network, make it that centralized engagement point, and then really work towards building in these additional booking elements. So how do they want to be engaged with? How do Canadians want to engage with them? So for instance, one of the really cool things coming down the pipe is the next level appointment availability. So for instance, what you'll have is the ability to post when your next availability is. So not only can you book, but you can book a specific time and be able to showcase to say, I'm available on Tuesday and Thursday this week at these times. That'll allow Canadians to then see, okay, from this list, if I got to see somebody right away, and I want an appointment immediately, I'll be able to see when that next available appointment is across all the providers that are on the network. So that's really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty important for some people, especially with acute care. If you've thrown your back out, you might not want to wait even a week. That's something that you might want to see right away.
Absolutely. And the feedback we get from our users is, if you do have that, I'm not interested in clicking through a bunch of different links to try and find, or phoning up a bunch of different places to see who can fit me in. I want that available at my fingertips. And that's the level of engagement we want to be able to provide.
I can remember someone saying to me years ago that, how do you find all these people? Where, there's so many great professions and there's so many great practitioners, and sometimes they're in these really weird random spots, and oh, wow, that person works there. I think it's just such a cool idea for the end user really to be able to find everybody and easily.
Absolutely. And I think that, for the providers too, especially this next core set of verticals that we're adding, including athletic therapists, what they want is they want that visibility out there as well.
Mhm.
They want to know from the folks that I spoke to that, this can go beyond purely just athletes that are receiving care. This is an everyday thing. This is not just for team sports. This can be for everyday living, and I think that's an important message to get out there to Canadians as well, to know that this goes way beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has to go grocery shopping or walk to the mailbox or
For
something, right?
sure.
And if you're not feeling very good, you're not going to get there.
No, it's not gonna be that fun getting there.
No. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm pretty excited about it. I know I'm going to jump right in. Thank you for your time. And I think you'll be probably available to help answer any questions, and we'll be getting people on board shortly. Where are we? March? So the end of March, this will be set up and ready for sign up.
Absolutely. Everybody can pre-register today. You'll get a notification from the association, and we'll be good to go. That once March 28th rolls around, get notification, get your profile details in there, and get started.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, this is Jen Mark for Buzzcast podcast for the Ontario Athletic Therapist Association. I hope everyone has a really great day. And thank you so much again, Matthew.
Thanks, Ed. Take care.